Former President Donald Trump has just been convicted of 34 counts of supposedly falsifying business records, and the spiritual agenda behind this trial is more biblical than you think. Donald Trump has been a political opponent against the satanic deep state shadow government that has been destroying America from within since he ran for president in 2016. As you can see, our country has been clearly under attack with our economy, our border crisis, as well as the decaying morality of the nation that's a result of abandoning the principles of the Bible. Now,
oh my God, this dude's. I didn't know that he was in the Trump cult too. I knew he was in the other cult, the Fundie Satanic Panic Attack cult, but I didn't know that he was also in the Trump. There's a lot of overlap among cults. It's just, these days it's crazy. It's just like you're not just in one cult these days; you're in a bunch of them. So we're gonna get into it. I am Brentley, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. Oh, God. So this is Big Nick. I cover him quite a bit. He's just really funny. He's just funny. The stuff that comes out of his face in all seriousness is just beyond bizarre. And so I always like to just kind of see what's going on with him. And when I saw that he was distraught because of the Trump convictions, I had to see what's going on here. So here, let's check it out.
Convicted in a court in New York, and this is all over the news. This is a big deal. Now, you may be wondering, well, what does this have to do with Christianity? What does this have to do with the Bible?
That's exactly what I was wondering. So what does this have to do with Christianity? And he's like, well, I'll tell you. The satanic deep state that's running the government because the Illuminati is actually reptilian humanoids obviously relates to Christianity.
Actually has a lot to do with the Bible, and today we're going to break down in detail why this Trump conviction is a divine sign from God that he is judging.
God, this guy's face is my favorite. I've just seen this dude's face I'm like, wow, man, that dude is he reminds me of like one of those. Remember that game Guess Who? That game had all the weird faces, right? And there was like that old timey kind of like artwork where it was like they look almost like the ghosts from the Haunted Mansion in Disney World. Like just there's a look. I don't know how to describe it, but this is that look. It's like minus, I guess, a slightly smaller. I mean, with a slightly smaller nose here, but he just looks like one of the characters that would have been in that Guess Who game. Anyway.
In America by handing America over to political tyranny. But before we get into the biblical breakdown of why this is all happening, let's get into the
biblical breakdown. Christian punk band. What?
Intro. What's going on, guys? It's Big Nick back for another video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel today. Before we get into today's video, if you guys like Christian content, please give this.
You could not sound more robotic. It's crazy to me. These people that get so big, and I swear they just sound like fucking mindless robots. Like, I don't know. But if you want to like and subscribe, down in the thing there, see it? You just it's right down in the corner. Yeah, that'd be great. Little like button. And subscribe. And if you enjoy what I'm doing here, I'd appreciate it.
This video a like, subscribe to my channel. Supposedly falsifying business records, and the spiritual agenda behind this trial is more biblical than you think. Donald Trump has been
listen to that sentence. The spiritual agenda behind this trial is more biblical than you'd think. The spiritual agenda is always biblical. Like, what are you talking about, man? That is the biblical thing. The Trump conviction is not, okay? You're just applying the spiritual agenda shit that you get because of your biblical beliefs, and you're applying that to the Trump conviction. That it's just weird when he's like, it's the spiritual agenda. It's even more biblical. Like, it's always been biblical, man, because it's all, you get that whole concept from the Bible. Jesus.
Political opponent against the satanic deep state shadow government that has been destroying America from within since he ran for president in 2016. As you can see, our country has been clearly under attack with our economy, our border crisis, as well as the decaying morality of
border crisis, of course. Jesus.
The nation that's a result of abandoning the principles of the Bible. Now, you may be wondering, why is this Donald Trump trial so biblically significant, and what is God trying to tell us? For those who have discernment, we can...
Well, you can figure it out. Oh, okay. So he's like, for those of us that are actually tapped into the magic, unlike all you weirdos that are just not looking at the reptilian humanoid Illuminati spiritual connections to the Trump trial. Those of us that are actually with our eyes open can actually see what's going on here. Okay, jeez Louise.
Can clearly see that this trial is a complete perversion of the justice system here in America and has opened the portal for demonic tyranny to plague the nation. Regardless if you're a Democrat or a Republican,
like there's a portal now. There's a Jesus. Okay, so now you're like Gina Marie Colvining this one, man, looking for portals and shit.
that is not the issue at hand. Although I identify as a conservative, both the Democratic and the Republican Party have abandoned God completely. So let me make this clear. This is not a right-wing video or a pro-Trump video.
No, this is absolutely not either of those things. It's just like, did you hear the words that just came out of your face a second ago? And you're like, but that isn't right wing. I know I'm complaining about the fucking invasion at the border. No invasion going on, man. That's not a thing that's happening. But it's oh man, yeah. But you're not. It's not a right wing video at all. It's just, and it's all just a big betrayal of the justice system, holding Trump, the right-wing cult leader, responsible with like basically just a hand slap of a conviction here. I'm sure he's going to get like no time or anything like that, but whatever, but it's not right wing. It's like, I swear they want to be the thing without being labeled the thing that they're being, right? It's just like they want to be like with racists. They always want to be racist, but don't you dare label me racist. It's like, well, why wouldn't it stop being the fucking racist thing, man? That's how you do that. You don't have to be called racist if you just stop being it. It's not difficult, dude. And they're like, no, the problem is you calling me it. Okay, this is
This is a pro-God video explaining to you what's going on from a spiritual lens.
This is a pro-God video, bro.
And this trial was rigged from the beginning, where radical leftist juries and prosecutors were appointed to convict him in a radical leftist state that has heavy bias against conservatives. Many legal...
Well, maybe he shouldn't have committed the crime in that fucking state then, man. Maybe he should have committed crimes in like fucking, I don't know, West Virginia or something like that.
Experts have even been on record to call this trial disgraceful. And not even a trial, but more so a political attack at the hands of the opposing party. Trump was taken to trial for an affair that he had back in 2006, where he ended up paying hush money to an adult film star to keep quiet about their relationship. About a decade later, when she started making commotion about it before he ran for president. Now,
commotion. When she started making commotion. There's a commotion going on.
Ethically speaking, paying someone to be quiet about your adulterous affair is a sin, but legally speaking, here in America, it is not worthy of a conviction to be a registered felon because of it. The trial claims that he falsified business records during this transaction.
Which he did, man. There's like a ton of evidence, and his own lawyer that he paid to do, or that he didn't pay, I'm sorry, that he had to do the crime and then refused to pay, but had just presented the evidence. And it was pretty clear he absolutely did falsify records, or instructed his legal teams to falsify records, and then refused to pay him like a fucking idiot.
And of paying this woman off to be quiet about the affair. But anyone who paid close attention to this case knows that that's just a complete lie. This phony trial here in America is a bigger deal than you realize, because for the first time in American history, we have witnessed a communist-style takedown of a political opponent in a country that used to be known as the land of the free. This act of injustice.
So any kind of holding him responsible for fraud and crimes like that is just a communist. So he could do whatever he wants, basically. Trump can just do no wrong. If he's held responsible for literally anything, it's just a communist takedown. My God, it's crazy that we can be in this situation where like Trump has basically set himself up to never be held accountable for anything. And if he is held accountable, it's seen as him being victimized by the left-wing government or whatever, even though it's state charges because he committed that crime, particularly in that state. So it's not a federal crime. It's not Biden that's going after him. It's not any of this stuff. It's just he committed that crime in that state. That's why he's being held accountable there.
Justice is brewing tensions for a civil war here in America, and this is a direct response from God.
How many minutes are we in? Okay, at least he made it. He made it like a whole minute past the other guy, who had it was like 2 minutes. It was just over 2 minutes. So they're like, civil war now. Sorry, hey, gonna have to civil war. Okay, you slapped my cult leader on the wrist for the frauds that he committed. We got to go to the war. Okay, that's how it's goes.
that we are being judged for abandoning our covenant that we made with him. Tensions are more high than ever, with the left and the right being very divided. But this is very similar to the Old Testament documentation of the kingdom of Israel. When we look at the Bible, we see division leading to civil wars as a direct response from God, indicating his judgment due to the
What?
disobedience of his commands. The kingdom of Israel was established by God as a result of his promise to the people that he would lead them out of slavery in Egypt to the promised land, with an intention that
I'm gonna have to head back because I feel like I'm losing the thread here with what he's trying to connect it to, which I'm always gonna do because I don't think there is much of a thread to follow there. But we'll get into it. But how's everybody doing? You doing all right? Let's see who made it first. Oh, and Michael knew they were first while they were being first, and then memorialized that fact with the words that he posted. I have no idea how to say that. That wasn't said right. I don't know. I was just we're missing words there or something. I don't know. Stephen was second. What's up, Stephen? Hello. I'm here a little earlier than usual. That is that is true. That is true. You're usually one like just flying through the door, after we've been going for 10 minutes and then everybody, all the whole stadium has to stop and who the fuck is this guy just coming in this late? Really? Dude, really? Okay. You're gonna have to find a seat near the back, dude. Okay, don't you dare come the fuck up here and start just scooting in front of everybody. I swear to God. But let's see. And then third, Kelly. Kelly's here. He's like, yes, class begins for me. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the master class on stupid, right? If you want to know what stupid looks like, this is the class for you. And it's Big Nick. That's right. We're just deluded. I mean, there's no difference. Stupid, deluded, whatever. Are you feeling lucky, punk? That's pretty good. My dad loved that, dude. My dad did. He used to. It's like a lot like me. He would do voices and stuff, and he looked exactly. Well, he looked like a halfway point between Jack Nicholson and Clint Eastwood. So he liked doing. He didn't really do any Jack Nicholson impressions, now that I think about it, even though I bet he would be awesome at that, at that face with the wrinkle. Anyway, but he would always do that bit, I know what you're thinking, punk. Did I shoot 5 shots or did I shoot 6? In all the commotion, I kind of lost track myself. So you got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? That's the only reason I know that word for word because my dad said that shit. So never even saw the movie until like what? I don't know. I think I saw it finally like a year ago. The camera work is very weird. It's that weird 70s sound with the cameras just seemed very, I don't know. There was like a huge camera update somewhere at the beginning of the 80s. I don't know what it was, but then it was the transformation had become complete by like 94 when like Jurassic Park happened. Anyway, but those 70s movies look fucking weird, man. I don't know what it is. It's just like the Taxi Driver movie. It's like they just look weird. I can't describe it. It's just a certain kind of camera work or something. But yeah, I finally saw the movie. It was good. It was all right. Yeah, I was fine with it, But anyway, so yeah, Kelly Kelly made it third. That was the point of all of that. But or I'm sorry. I was doing Dean's. Are you feel lucky? Grand Theft Auto, but Kelly was third. That is the main takeaway here. Okay. I want to sell that point. Grand Theft Auto, what's up, dude? Trump cult and Fundie cult. Venn diagram is becoming more and more like a circle every day. Apparently, apostates. Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say that's not much of a. There's like I said, yeah, a lot of overlap between those two. In fact, I'm actually really surprised when one isn't also the other. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, what? You're not like that, is it? Because it's Fundie too. It's not just Christian or whatever. It's fundamentalist, right? Those people, and it's so weird that fundamentalists would be so pro-Trump when he is so not fundamentalist and has never been. Like he's still right here talking about how, like, oh yeah, I'm sleeping with the porn star while his wife is pregnant. Now that's a sin, okay? But you're allowed to do it legally, right? Except for the falsifying records part for paying her off to keep her quiet because of an election. That's the criminal part, right? But whatever. Hey, Captain Death, what's up, dude? Dean said, guess who believes in Satan and demons? Christians. Yeah, and that's it, really. With that name, I think. Well, I take that back. I think there's some other cultures that might call them demons and Satan, but not usually though, right? Like I feel like it's like jinn, right? And the jinn when it comes to Islam and stuff like that, right? That's where you get like the genie, right? As far as I understand. Let's see. Grand Theft Auto said, "Oh boy, God can't be clear with his messages, so we need Big Nick and Big Bowl Cut." Big Nick and his big bowl cut. There you go. To tell us what it means. Yeah, I don't know. He's the decipherer. He's the decipherer. Yeah, that's what he just does the deciphering for us. He's got the code figured out. It's like National Treasure, except it's Big Nick. Yeah, I'd watch that movie. Actually, that'd be. It's like National Conspiracy starring Big Nick. And he's just like finding connections that aren't there and just chasing nothing the whole movie. That's funny. That'd be actually pretty entertaining. Let's see. He said, I am waiting for him to say spread out. Good. Spread out. Oh, Jesus. Whining is such an alpha move. It is, right? That's just because if you're whining, that means that you think the people are going to listen and then do what you say. So it's super alpha, actually. Not ever complaining. That's what betas do. Actually, zeta, whatever the Z. I don't know. What's the Z letter? The Z thing. I don't know. Omega. Yeah, Omega. I don't know. Whatever, dude. Michelson. Always saying hi to everybody. What's up? What's up? And James is like, God, come on, dude. Like, we already had somebody distract the whole Coliseum when they're walking in after the thing is started. All the light pours in. Everybody can see you walking in. We already had one person. Now we got two. Now we got two people just showing up late, dropping their popcorn all over the place, right? Probably putting their ass or crotch, either way, into everybody's face as you're climbing through the aisle. It's a mess, okay? And now it's happened for a second time. It's ridiculous. What's up, Mike? Oh, it's that now. Lago, what's up, dude? What's up? And Lago's here. And here I am. That's right, goddamn. And Blood Badger made it back this time. Hey, it's been a minute. How you doing? Like I said, my member emoji has changed. My Ray Comfort to you, Brantley. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, wow. You've been here for a good minute then. I think this is the first. Well, yeah, because we just went over the first like change, I think, right? So we're gonna start having different emojis. That's awesome, though. Yeah, you're definitely the first because you were the first member. That's right. So it was just now, what, 30 days? I think is the cutoff for new emojis. So wow, that's crazy. We've been monetized and everything for exactly like a month now, or had memberships, I guess I should say. And Unfriendly Atheist, what's up, dude? Hello, humans to you. Hello, you're a human too. I don't know. I might not be. You never know. You never know. I could be a reptilian wearing a skin suit. You don't know. How can you tell? You can't. That's right. Right. Michael Bell said, humans where? Yeah, exactly. See what I'm saying? Yeah. We're all Illuminati reptilians in this chat. Okay. That's who we're all reptiles wearing skin suits. Right. Dude has an advancing hairline with a unibrow to match. Does he? Wow, he looks like he could have a unibrow, to be completely honest. But let's not talk about my hairline, okay? I don't I don't make fun of y'all's hairline. Oh, not me. Then not now. You sure? Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, then yeah, that weirdo's hairline is stupid. Uh, yeah, not. I don't suffer from that at all. Unfriendly, you said. Then Jesus said, smash that like, mofos. Yes, please. I keep forgetting. I did a whole fucking video yesterday. And it was like, all right, this one's going to go out, everything. And because it's a Ray Comfort and it was like Logan Paul or whatever. And I was trying to do like more of the regular kind of atheist counter apologetics thing. And I forgot to do the like and subscribe. God damn it, really? Like, how the fuck did I forget that? But I did. I went the whole 45 fucking minutes and didn't say, please like and subscribe to this shit. Like, so even if it does go out the 20-some thousand, whatever impressions, it might not even get much of a result because of that one slip. God, I hate that. It's really annoying that it is that big of a deal, but it is. Anyway, unfriendly atheist said reptilian humanoids are humanoids. You didn't say humanoid. You said humans. Reptilian humanoids. Humanoids are slightly different. It's like opiates versus opioids. There's some molecular differences there, right? But they're similar, right? They're probably in the same genus, just not the same species. I don't know. I don't know how that goes. Here we go.
Israel would be a holy nation that would represent God's goodness and love to other countries around it. For this nation to
What?
experience
Oh
harmony
shit! I'm sorry. I gotta go. He was he pulled an insanity thread, and I feel like I lost track because my eyes crossed.
ever, with the left and the right being very divided. But
Okay, the left and the right are very divided. I remember that part.
this is very similar to the Old Testament documentation of the kingdom of Israel. When we look at the Bible, we see division leading to civil wars as a direct response from God, indicating his judgment. Due to the
Where? When was? I mean, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan, particularly of the Old Testament, specifically of the historical accounts of like First and Second Kings and shit like that, which I hear is the most accurate parts of the Bible, right? Because it's basically just like a historical account of the kings of Israel, right? And the stuff they got wrong and whatever. Um, but I don't remember any time that there was civil war in Israel. I don't know, but maybe I'm mistaken. Like, what would the two sides have even been called? Anyway, I don't know.
the disobedience of his commands. The kingdom of Israel was established by God as a result of his promise to the people that he would lead them out of slavery in Egypt to the promised land, with an intention that Israel would be a holy nation that would represent God's goodness and love to other countries around it. For this nation to experience
Yeah, just after ordering all those genocides, and killing every man, woman, and child, and cattle and livestock, and probably the pet turtles too. I think they probably did take out the pet turtle, but everything except for the virgin girls. Keep those for yourselves. Those are entertainment for later. Um, but yeah, beyond that, it was so that he could just show the love of God, man, in through the nation of Israel. That's not basically behaving exactly the same way as the stuff that I was just talking about, in today's day and age, right?
harmony, God
It's kind of ironic there.
established a covenant by giving the 10 Commandments to Moses on Mount Sinai. The first two commandments set the boundaries for God's relationship with Israel. He states in Exodus 21-3, "You shall have no other gods before me, and you shall make no idols." God gave many opportunities to be faithful, but the Israelites
Shall have no other gods before. And that was their excuse for not having to love the nations that surround them. In fact, you can go ahead and make slaves of the heathens that surround you, because of that fact. Because they worship the wrong gods, therefore they can just be property. They're not real people. Like, it's not, no.
continue to disobey for over 40 years until they finally reached the promised land. Once they entered the promised land, they wanted an earthly king rather than God to be their king, which he allowed him for.
Losing my concentration here. That's pretty funny, man. Dean said the Old Testament was God's angry goth face. That's good. I like that. That's funny. Jesus Christ.
Samuel 8:21 with the word that he spoke to Samuel the prophet. God
That's
appointed
funny.
King Saul, who ended up failing to obey God and ended up being a very wicked king in the end. So instead, God removed King Saul and appointed King David, who was a man after God's heart. After David's reign, God appointed David's son Solomon to be king over.
Oh, that's right. David, son of Solomon. We're really we're going over and then Solomon, as we all know, did a lot of fraud to cover up the affair that he was having with that one lady that he said, so it's because he wanted to hold on to power, and his concubine just weren't cutting it. They just weren't cutting it. And so he had to get this other star and then pay, do the frauds to pay it. I have no idea how this could possibly be related to anything that we're talking about here.
For Israel, who God greatly
Jesus.
loved, and even appeared to Solomon in a dream, promising to give him wisdom as well as wealth and honor, which Solomon did not ask for. Solomon was the wisest king to ever live, but even with all of the blessings that he received, he still turned his back on God. He ended up abandoning the laws of God and straying away from the covenant, and built altars for other gods to worship them at the request of his 300 wives and his 700 concubines. This even led to child.
Well, they need to have their place to be able to worship their stuff too, right? Like that's only fair. I thought the person that brought in all of the other gods or whatever into the whatever was the oh god, he was like the youngest king. Fuck, now I can't think of what his name was, but he was like 12 years old when he became king, and then yeah, he like basically I think he executed Isaiah. Was it Isaiah? He like had him cut in half or whatever. And then God's wrath came upon him, and like did they let the other country come and take him over? And I don't know why I remember all this so well. And then they dragged him out by his nose. I think I really liked that story when I was like 12 years old or something. I don't know why I remember it like so perfectly. But yeah, they like put hooks in through his nose and they dragged him out of the place. I don't know if he was ever redeemed either. It was like a started with like an M. Moab. No. Shit. I can't remember.
Sacrifice, which God said he greatly hates in Deuteronomy 12:31. The abominable acts of abandoning God and worshiping other idols is what led the kingdom of Israel to be split into two. The Lord appeared to Solomon in 1 Kings 11:11-12, saying this: Therefore the Lord said to Solomon, since this has been your practice, and you have not kept my covenant and my statutes that I have commanded you, I will surely tear the kingdom from you and will give it to your servant. Yet for the sake of David your father, I will not do it in your days, but I will tear it out of the hand of your son. The kingdom was then split in the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. The reason
right. That was because so it's a north and a south kind of situation. Yeah, and we know it's all about states' rights. Got it. Yeah, no, I got it. No, it's nothing to do with anything else. Don't ask what those states' rights were. Okay, but it's just about states' rights. Probably something to do with like the the textile industry or something like that, but not anything else.
this history is so significant to America is because we are on the verge of this nation splitting into two kingdoms as well. The kingdom of leftist Marxists and the kingdom of biblical conservatives. And this is because America has broken their
leftist Marxists. What? Of biblical Christians, like, and that's it. Just the two. Those are the two sides. Boom, bing, bang, boom.
Covenant with God that they established in 1607. In 1607, an expedition to America was led by Pastor Robert Hunt, which led them to the shores of Virginia Beach. When they arrived to America, they dedicated the foundation of our country to Jesus. They planted a rough-hewn wooden cross, which they brought from England, and prayed this: We do hereby dedicate this land and ourselves to reach the people within these shores with the gospel of Jesus Christ, and to raise up godly generations after us.
Okay, so is this the Puritan? Weren't like the Puritans some of the first people to come here? And they always like do like the Mayflower Compact and stuff to say that the country was based on Christianity. But that was just like one of the they always try to pull this. They always try to say that it's the Mayflower Compact and like these other Puritans that like showed up very early on, right? Trying to say that's the evidence that our country was founded as a Christian nation. When in reality, yeah, they got here, and those were just like a couple of the earliest colonies, but they were just for those colonies. They weren't for the United States, all of the United States, right? Obviously, all those rules changed and all those beliefs changed when they had to accommodate more than just their Puritan whatever. You know what I mean? It wasn't just them that made up the United States, and they completely that's why we had to have the First Amendment, which was we'll make no law respecting a religion or limiting the right to worship thereof. It's because they didn't they was like, no, you get to have your thing, you get to do your thing and everything, but you can't like force other people to do it, and the government is never going to like back up one or the other. That's the whole point, right? So it's exactly not a Christian nation. Anyway, fucking, I don't know what I'm going for.
And with these generations, take the kingdom of God to all the earth. May this covenant of dedication remain to all generations, as long as this earth remains, and may this land, along with England, be evangelist to the world.
Along with England. Yes, but
may all who see this cross,
because it was before we were independent of them,
remember what we have done here, and may those who come here to inhabit join us in this covenant and in this most noble work, that the holy scriptures may be fulfilled. Just like Israel was founded off of a covenant with the God of the Bible.
Okay, sure. Let's see what else we got. Where are we at? Oh, that was it. Yeah. Chaka, what is that? Marshall, Will, and Holy. And Holly. I have no idea what's happening. Totally. Sleaze stacks. what is a sleaze stack? Oh, it was Lago was saying. Remember the sleaze stacks? Sleaze stacks from the land of the lost. Oh wait, the old that show that was with the really weird like half human. What was that about? They were like half human, half dinosaurs, right? And they were the bad guys. Uh, and and then there was like a family like got teleported to another dimension? Was that what it was? And that's why there was like half human, half dinosaurs there, but there was also just dinosaurs there. It was very strange. I never understood exactly why everything was the way it was in that show. I just remember one where they finally got back home, but it turned out to all be an illusion. You know, and they're like back to the normal. Next week, we're right back to the normal stuff. It's like nobody made it out. But anyway, but yes, I do remember that show. I didn't know what were sleaze stacks though. What were those things? Were those the giant things with the robotic stuff on their head that looked like T Rexes with headphones on or something? Was that show, or am I thinking of something else? I don't know. I always mixed up like the Rancors that had the thing on their head with something from that show. I don't know. I always felt like they look similar. But no, I do not. I don't remember what the sleaze stacks are. Let me know. Like tell like what exactly was the sleaze stack? Was that the bad guys, the dinosaur people? Because that's what Michael remembers. That's what that's about. Yep. And Chaka, Marshall, Will, and Holly. And I guess those are the characters from that television series because I don't remember their names. It's crazy that y'all remember their names. That's impressive, actually. That show's like 100 years old right now. It's probably playing on Nick at Night. Okay. Yeah, just right after Lucy. Okay. So that's the day and age we're in. All right. I don't make the rules. God does. Um, Lot in the desert for 40 years. On a 7-day trip, Moses wouldn't pull over to ask for direction. Them getting lost in the desert for 40 years. No, I got the map right here. We need to make our 75th left. It says 75 lefts. I look, I wrote it down. Okay. 70, come on, 75 left. And then after that, we will take another left. We just got to keep going left. It was like, woo, woo. It's like, circling there. Lizzie Lago said, Cult of Dusty with Dusty Smith does some great Bible mockery. Cult of Dusty. I'll have to check that out. Dusty Smith. Okay. I'll have to try to remember it. We could, is there any way you can maybe put that link in there so I can come back and grab it later? Or just put it in the Discord. If you're on the Discord, right, Lago? I feel like you have to be, right? But yeah, pop it in the Discord. And cool. Just put it in the general section, right? Let's see. Unfriendly atheist said, I just googled sleaze stacks, and was jettisoned back to my childhood. Jettisoned, I like that word actually. That's pretty good world. I feel like it came into existence only after the Jetsons show, right? It was jettisoned, and they were like, we shouldn't, it's because of the Jetsons. They're like, we should make a word out of this. And somebody was like jettisoned, and they were like, that's it, write that down, and that's how we got the word. So that's I know some stuff. Okay, I know some stuff about the words come out of people's faces. Grand Theft Autobot said, "Why do they never ever consider Matthew 7:15 through 20 regarding the bewaring of false prophets? Trump is the ultimate false prophet. You're missing the huge red flags, Nick. Dude, honestly, the fact that they don't automatically think that Trump is the fucking antichrist is beyond me. He like if you were to play that game where you like just make every connection that you can't, like the shit that they do, the fucking apophenia run amok bullshit, right? If you do that with Trump as the antichrist, you get every box checked, right? There will be a mark that they have on their heads or their foreheads, right? And got like the MAGA hats and shit. I don't know, but maybe bracelet. Maybe there's a MAGA bracelet too or something. But got that. He's pompous, right? He lies like crazy, right? He calls himself God. He calls himself the chosen one. He builds a statue of himself, right? That's like so clearly something Trump would do. and then breathes life into the statue. This would be quite terrifying, actually, if Trump breathed life into a giant statue of Trump, and then he has like a Power Rangers kind of situation, except that we don't have any Zords to fight the thing. Okay, so it's literally just like more of a Godzilla kind of situation, really, because we don't have any. Anyway, I could see that all happening with Trump, right? He checks every fucking antichrist box, and none of them want to see it. It's crazy, dude. I just blows me away. Blows me away. Spelled spelled it wrong. Oh, slee stack, slee stack. Okay, well that's good to know. These are the hard hitting questions that we need answered. How do you spell slee stack for the land of the lost? I don't. People have been working on this question. There's probably a modern philosophy paper written about the spelling of this word right now. Okay. Did you know they still do papers? They do philosophy papers, right? Scholarship level philosophy. I had no idea. I thought all that shit was in the past, It's no modern philosophy. What? That's not a thing. When Friendly Atheist said, I love me some Dusty Smith. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Dusty Smith. He does kind of sound like is he like sort of country? Is that it? That's cool. Dusty is hardcore. If you live hardcore. That's a song from the what's the School of Rock? Phenomenal movie. And I don't think that movie ever would have been able to work with anybody else other than Jack Black. Try to think of it. Try to think of any other person who could play in the movie School of Rock besides Jack Black, and it be just not completely unwatchable, right? I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can do it. Jack Black is that movie, 100%. Deep State said, "Hello, how's everybody doing? we're doing fine, doing fine. How about you? You okay? Doing good. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. did a point and laugh at Mud Fossil? Wait, at Roger Mud Fossil Saturday? No shit. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. What's that, like from the mud flood shit? This is so stupid. Hey, what's up, dude? Spider the Ateo. Spider the Ateo, right? Am I saying that right? They were lizard people in the land of. Oh, they were just lizard. They weren't dinosaur, just lizard. I'm sorry. I was a little bit again. There was a little bit of crossover there because I'm pretty sure dinosaurs are lizards. But I mean, that's what the word dinosaur means, right? It's a big lizard. Anyway. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. The sleeve stacks of the lizard people. Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that show. There was like the king one. There was like the king guy, right? And he had like all his like henchmen and stuff, right? Yeah, I remember all that. I remember that. It's a good show. I enjoyed it. Is it on anything? Does anybody know if is it on like Disney Plus or something? I actually like to go back and watch it. Step into the light with the Cairo Moses. I don't know what you're referring to. Let's see. I'm not a fan of Dusty's use of AI art, though. Well, yeah. Well, that's kind of becoming a trend because it's just a bit easier, just popping some words into a thing and screenshot and whatever comes out. I get it. Putting a lot of artists out of it. Like it's so the irony of this is that, as far as I understood, the last thing that was supposed to ever be replaced by robots was artists. You know what I mean? Like that was like the one thing that we were always gonna be like, robots will never be able to be artists. And here the fuck we are. It's like the first thing that it's like the first thing the robots figure out is like, we can make art too. I mean, not really. They just kind of copy stuff and then just sort of combine whatever. And then they really cannot figure out how many fingers we have or how many arms for that matter, or how many limbs just in general. They seem to struggle with the number of limbs that humans have. But yeah, it's kind of weird though. Deep State said, who's that probably religious fundamentalist with the glass? What? Who's that probably religious fundamentalist with the glass? I have no idea what you're talking about. What glass? There's glass. Friendly Atheist said most words are made up. some by humans. Yeah, I mean it's like that Thor. It's like all words are made up. Yeah. Um that's funny. Let's see. Deep State said, Big Dick. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Christopher, what's up, dude? Girl, I didn't know it was streaming. Yeah. Are you on the Discord? I put it on the. I just created a thing on the Discord, right, where it's like heads up for live streams, right? So if you get that way, if you get like our Discord, maybe you can get that update too, right? Try to get as many avenues to be able to get the updates to everybody because I know it's completely fucking random, and it's just whenever I can actually sit down after looking for something to cover, right? That seems to be how it goes. I try to put a general, like a half an hour window or whatever, where it's going to happen. But sorry about that, man. Yeah, it's I know it's all over the place lately. Lago said Trump T Rump fits the Antichrist narrative to a T. Seriously, dude, go read. I'm not even kidding. Like, go read like what the Bible says about the Antichrist in Revelation. It's like it's almost as scary. You're almost like, I might need to be a Christian now because this is fucking too on the nose, dude. Like too on the nose, you know. And then it's so sad none of them see it. It's like the most like they'll sit there and stretch shit to be like insane levels of like it's just like, oh, this must represent that and that must, and it's like completely just like bending over backwards and just like doing mental gymnastics to make these connections, and then the connections that are right there on the T, but like fucking they won't see it. They won't. They no, it can't be that. He's our guy. So we refuse to see that. It's incredible, but I'm trying to think of an example of just like how they stretch so badly when it comes to uh well, I mean the one is like the statue, and all the statues represent parts of the statue represent um different cultures and everything. And I always used to think, so the four kingdoms of in Daniel, if you want to look it up. I always used to think that was literally like fortuitous. Like they actually did have all those kingdoms, but it was written before all those kingdoms came to be. Now it turns out they went back after the fact. They had the weird dream that Daniel said, but they went back and added all the interpretations. So they were just like, oh, and this represents that culture, and this represents that kingdom, and that kingdom represents, yeah. But they made it up all after the fact. It was literally written in two different languages. If you look at some of the earlier manuscripts, kind of gave away the game. Kind of gave away that they were like adding stuff well after the fact to be like, this totally was fulfilled. Yes, it was. And then if you look at like what the reasoning for why each one was completely batshit insane. One of them was like, because they used silver, when all the four kingdoms used silver equally, and the other one was like gold, and like because they used gold, and all four kingdoms used gold equally. Like it was not, the one didn't use silver, like there wasn't one using silver and another one using gold, just and they didn't use either, or it's just like the one metal they used. No, they both used both. It was just so stupid. They're just making up fucking connections because that's what they do. They make up connections and then just make up answers. But that's what I'm talking about with the stretch, right? But the Trump being the Antichrist, they can't see that, even though it's like fucking to a goddamn T. It's insane. Let's see. I just can't. Hey, Lord Dissident, what's up, dude? So I just cannot be on time anymore. Well, like I said, I'm like going in the afternoon and stuff now. I know it's tough. I'm on a completely different schedule until uh, school starts again. But yeah, so sorry about that. I'm gonna have some afternoon ones, and I don't know. It's gonna be all over the place. Um, but looking forward to it, dude. It's cool. I'm gonna announce this real quick. Like I haven't gotten the scheduling done yet, but I'm really excited. I get to hang out with Eric Murphy from the Skeptic Generation, and he was in my. I'm almost talking about the atheist or the atheist experience like it's SNL, but he was kind of like my generation of talk heathen, of like no, I said generation, but like he's like the one that I remember watching the most when I was deconverting. So I'm looking forward to meeting. I actually talked to him once. He called me on the phone a while. Like it was so random and weird, but like when I first deconverted, he like called me, was like consoling me and stuff. It was really cool. But yeah, I get to hang out with him soon, and SR from the Atheist Experience as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll keep you updated as far as like when we end up scheduling it. But so far, sounds like everybody's a go. So looking forward to that. Anyway, it's Amber. There she is. I was wondering. So it took her a minute. I was hoping I wasn't like, I always like get panicked for a second if I don't see you like pretty quick on, because I'm like, shit, is she doing a stream right now too? Shit, I hope it's not at the same time. Because you don't want the overlap there. So I try to do it in the early afternoon. That way I'm not getting in the way of anything. Let's see. What? Said Trump is Deep State said Trump has a painting of Apollo, the angel of the bottomless pit from Revelations 9:11, on his ceiling. Trump is a painting of Apollo, the angel of the bottomless pit. Really? Wait, the angel of the bottomless pit? Like there's like, is it like a monster, or is he like an angel that guards the bottomless pit? Is that how that? I don't know. And then Apollo. I thought Apollo was some type of Greek thing. No, isn't that the Greek guy? It's not like holds up the earth or so. I don't know. I can't get my gods mixed up. It's just too many of them. There's too many of them, and I just can't keep it straight. Progressive as fuck. I know. I am. Okay. I can't help it. I'm not an asshole, right? I don't hate anybody, and yeah, I don't have a bunch of spos to stick with, right? Unless they literally lead to harm. I'm like, you're supposed to not harm people. That's it. I'm out of supposed to. I don't do the because they said I'm supposed to be this. No, I don't do that. Trump, Lord Descendant said, Trump isn't the Antichrist. He isn't anything anymore. Yeah, well, that's hopefully. I hope you're right about that. I mean, no, it's definitely not the Antichrist because that's a made up mythical thing that makes no sense. But I hope you're right that he isn't anything anymore, including presidents. But let's see what happens. Anyway, Sons of Mice, what's up, dude? I don't think I've seen you for a while. Jimi Hendrix. Yes, I actually just was listening to Jimi Hendrix the other day. They're good. I like old Jimmy. There's some good licks, right? No, I think that Jimi Hendrix is arguably one of the greatest guitar players of all time, given what the because you kind of got to look at like what the music was like leading up to that, and then because a lot of times musicians build off of like the previous previous stylings and stuff like that. So now these days you have like sweep picking and all this insane shit, but at the time he didn't have all that. So it's really interesting that he was able to like pull all this shit out of his ass that was just phenomenal, and we've built off of it ever since. So yeah. Anyway, Jimi Hendrix is great. That's all I'm trying to get at. Unfriendly Atheist said, Dusty has the formula correct. Okay. I'm going to have to check this out. This is crazy. Is Dusty like really popular? Is he like got a big channel? Because I've never even heard of it. That's crazy. Let's see. Deep State said, apparently he's not kidding. Trump has a painting of the angel of the bottomless pit from Revelation on his ceiling, on his mantle in his penthouse. That is kind of creepy. He's like, that's me right there. See in the painting about the Revelation. I'm going to take over the world. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm going to make everybody get a mark. I'm going to I'm going to get thrown into a fiery lake of fire. At some point, right? I don't know how it all goes. They call me the little horn for some reason. I grow on top of another horn. This whole thing doesn't really make sense, but it sounds like a fucking drugged out dream that somebody had, and well, that's where we get all this from in the first place. But that's all. And if the word Daniel used for you, and the word Daniel used for the Antichrist figure in the book of Daniel in the original Hebrew was Karen. And Trump is the biggest Karen. You got to be fucking. Is it really? That'd be honestly that I'm going to be honest. I'm skeptical of your of your interpretation abilities here. But that'd be really funny if that is actually true. Hey, Fausto, what's up, dude? Doing all right? It's good to see you. Cool. All is well, and all is well that ends well. And so far, nothing's ended. But so far it's well. It's fine. It's trying not to die of heat exhaustion here in Florida, while all the yards just die And I don't even care, because now I don't have to do the lawn, right? Everybody's like, we need it. We need the rain. I'm like, no, we don't. Because then I'd have to mow the lawn. I don't want to do that. You're a list, Mr. Sleestack. Who the fuck did that? Who changed their name to Mr. Sleestack? Mr. Sleestack. Oh, that's great. That's great. Thank you for that. I needed that. Our song son, the orange Cheeto team. the, the orange Cheeto. God, I can't help every time somebody calls him that. They're like the Cheeto in chief or whatever, right? Because he's got that orange skin. I get it. But like every single time I just like picture him with like 17 bags of Cheetos and just like eating them and then just like wiping his face. And that's like that's why he looks like that. Like he's just eating them all the time, just like wiping that dust all over his face. I think it might be. We don't know that's not the case. Prove that that's not true. Yeah, can't do it, can you? So that's how proving things work. Remember, it said, "What would convince you Christianity was real? The Antichrist showed up." Oops, exactly. Yeah, what would convince you? Yeah, exactly. Like literally, like Left Behind happening, like one thing after. Not, yeah. Let's say one thing after another. Exact. Include like, dude. If I see bat winged, horse bodied, man faced, teeth of lion, hair of women, crown beings, like man, they just took that's every single one of the animals mixed together. Wow. I guess Christianity is true, man. It's because this thing wouldn't check all those boxes ever. The coincidental shit that would have to, take place for that to me. You know what the odds would be for that? I don't either, but they would be. That's astronomical. It's insane. Uh, that's too funny. Um, well, let's see. I think it's part. Star Song said, I think it's part of the extremists trying to force the prophecy. Well, that's always a concern, right? That's why you can't really trust a lot of the connections that are there. Like I always used to use the one that was like Israel becoming a nation, right? Um, because that was, Israel wasn't a nation, and then it was, and that's part of the prophecy, and yada yada. But it became a nation because we were trying to fulfill the prophecy. So it's not really a prophecy then if you're trying to fulfill it. It would have to happen without anybody that wanted to have it happen. Like it just happens organically, right? Without people trying to do it, which it's not what happened. Michael, what's up, dude? In the OT, the Old Testament, only guy worse than Mango Mussolini is God. Yeah, with all the genocides and everything. Yeah, man, he was a genocider. Okay, he loved his genocides. Lord doesn't it say as long as there what is a was somewhere what you lost me already. I'm out. I have no idea what you're. As long as there is a was because if there was a was, then it's because of the was. Anyway, all right. The Christian Antichrist cannot be here. He will bring peace, whereas uh, God brings war. What? As long as there is a was. I have no idea what you're saying. The Christian Antichrist cannot be here. He will bring peace. Oh, okay, because yeah, he unites the world, right? That's what you were alluding to, correct? He does unite the world. That's part of the thing. And God brings war. I guess because God doesn't want the world to be united. I don't know exactly what you're getting at here, dude. But that it's well, thank you for that disequal and raised dildo. It's the best. That's probably the uh, best emoji going on right there. Well, Daniel said, I think the first three what what 3 chapters are in Hebrew. It goes to Aramaic, and then somewhere in the middle of chapter 7, it goes back to Hebrew. Yeah, because it was the as far as I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong about this, it was the translation, right? It was like what the 4 kingdoms actually represent, or what the pieces of the dream actually represent. That was what was added later, right? And the reasoning was just hilarious for like why each kingdom was each metal or whatever, clay or all that type of shit. Um, Ember said, "No worries, I'm just at work. Slows me down a bit. Ah, I see. No problem, no problem, no worries. We'll all, we'll all be here, right? At some point, we get it." Star Song said, "Annex, I can read Hebrew, so I wouldn't know." Well, oh, I can't. I can't read Hebrew, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't either. Yeah, that's why you could pretty much say the Hebrew word for anything is anything, and I'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty wow, cool." And in my head, I'm like, I have no idea if this is true, but I'll still nod to you. And cool, man. Yeah, that's great. That's what that sounds like. I have no idea. I watched Dusty since 2016. Jesus Christ, really? That's a long fucking stretch, right? He's still going, huh? Damn. Was he fucking Logan Paul or something? What the hell's going on here? I just discovered who this Logan Paul person is, and apparently he's been around for a very long time. So I feel quite out the loop, you know? But anyway. Uh, Band of the Gypsies is the best Hendrix album. Yeah, I can't remember which one I liked the best. I'd have to go look at the name. I thought it was just. Now I can't remember. It wasn't like it was a band that I, memorized all the albums or anything, but I really do like his music. Deep State Annex said 1 to 3 chapters of Daniel in Hebrew. For the middle of 7 is written in Aramaic. Hebrew starts up again in Daniel chapter 7. That is so weird. Why would it go back and forth between languages unless stuff was added later, right? When we were speaking different languages. Kind of crazy. Cosmic Kyle, what's up, dude? I was just watching you on TikTok the other day. It was pretty cool. But that car accident it's like that Final Destination piece of wood or fucking log going through someone's windshield. Anyway, this whole thing. But that was really cool. Star Song said, "Oh, somehow I thought you meant me. My given name is Daniel. My bad." Oh no, shit. How would any of us know that? No, it's all right. I know I can get confusing. Right? Um, that's funny. Your daddy's such a lizard. He's a pair of boots. Boom. What? Wow. That's a low dig. Okay. Watch it, buddy. All right. No, don't talk about mine. Dad, me in boots like that. That's fucked up. No, that's fucked up. And probably a slur. I feel like that's a slur somehow. Okay. That is a lizardist slur. All right.
America was founded in the same way. For the longest time, America has been the land of the free where God's righteousness was upheld.
Literally not. No, it wasn't. Just because the first couple of like psychotic Puritan colonies were wanting it to be a Christian nation, it wasn't when it was actually decided. That's why we actually put forth our Constitution for the United Colonies, not just those colonies. So, no, you're just wrong, dude. Hey, Stephanie, what's up? How we doing? Jesus Christ is Trump's probation officer. Apparently, not doing a good job. Not too well. I guess we don't know yet if he's doing a good job. But yeah, he stops by once every couple of days to check if I'm here. Jesus Christ. I don't really know what to do with that. I'm sure there's probably a joke there I could jump to. I'm drawing a blank. The whole Jesus Christ being a probation officer thing. I don't know what that could. Anyway, he gets a lot of fish for the office. That's the thing. A lot of bread and fish. It's not no donuts at that precinct. It's all fish and bread. Levago said, "There we go. That was all right. Whatever. That was kind of lazy." Um, let's see, Ninja Punk. These are the emojis. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome, right? Oh yeah, the Ninja Punk. That one was fun. I was just messing with because apparently there's this AI section on the Facebook, um, on or Meta or whatever, and they have within the Messenger app, they have like an AI thing that generates art and shit like that, right? It's kind of sucks though. It's always like, can you? I've got nothing. Try again. It does that a lot, and even if it's something less specific than the last thing I did, and it's like, wow, dude, this thing does not work good. But that's how I made that. That was my point. That whole brain melt there. Lago said, if I were still a Christian, I would totally think Trump was the beast. I know, right? Dude, that was like one of the first things I was saying. That was like one of the main things that made me start to question everything. Because I'm like, what, this guy? The guy that's acting basically exactly how the Antichrist would act? And then you guys are all just like looking the other way when he basically breaks all of the Christian laws and commandments and everything. And yet you're just like, but he's our guy because, he's fighting Satan or something, deep state, right? Yeah, and that ring of PDF files, even though he was on Epstein's island too, but he was a covert. He was covert. Okay, he was just trying to catch him, right? He was trying to catch him. He was collecting evidence. That's what was happening. Jesus Christ.
God takes covenants very serious, and the America that we see today is a visual representation of that covenant being broken, which was established in 1607. America now worships many idols, including money, sex, gluttony, virtually
What the fuck? Why is it like it's weird when they say it worships many idols and then shows the pride flag and says, we worship sex because we celebrate pride, right? Because Christians shamed the queer community for so long that we have to like basically go, oh, like let's do the opposite of like the uh the terrorizing that the Christians have been doing this whole time. So let's call it pride. And so that anyway, but asexual is one of the colors on that flag, dude. It was like one of the like it's not just about sex, dude. Like there's so many different there's so many things going on there as far as like the Pride Month and everything like that. It's not just people obsessed with sex. Now there is like a sexual nature to some of it because it's like they have to hide everything all the time. So there's kind of that that concept there. But that's not the end of it anyway. That's the whole thing.
every single sin that is reprehensible in the eyes of God. And because of this, we do not have justice in this nation anymore. And the Trump trial, which is clearly political persecution, is
We don't have it anymore. When did we have it? Back when America was great? What, back in the 60s? That's when we had the justice, right? The justice really was reaching its precipice in the 60s, right?
representation of
Until like 64 or something. Then it just off a cliff with justice bullshit.
the ancient demonic spirit that is in our world leaders in America that possess
I
the
don't-
satanic
That possess the satanic dictator. I mean, I gotta say, this is a good picture if you're trying to sell the satanic dictator thing. The red, the red back, the empire colors on the back. Not the best choice, probably, Joe. Maybe throw some blue in the middle there too, dude, and maybe some white. I don't know. Maybe just get the whole fucking spectrum there.
dictators such as Mao Zedong, Joseph Stalin, and Adolf Hitler, who
What?
also took measures to imprison any political opponent that was a threat to their regime, in the same way that the Biden administration is doing now. It's
What?
not about
It's not federal Wow, they're stupid as fuck, dude. These are state fucking charges. You understand that state's different from federal, right? Biden has literally nothing to do with the state charges. God, they don't understand how government works and just even the most basic fundamental.
Republican or Democrat. This is about communism, and it's happening. The reason this ancient
This
demon
is not about Republican or Democrat. It's about communism because Trump was held responsible for a bunch of fucking fraud that he committed. And it didn't even pay the fucking lawyer that he had do the fraud. It's like just asking to be fucking, asked to be in trouble here. It's like,
that fueled communism has now been given legal right over our nation.
and who do you think is more likely to like actually just start imprisoning their political rivals? Biden or Trump? Or any like right wing fucking fascist. The crazy thing is, a lot of these people that they were talking, like Charlie Kirk went on this whole fucking list of all these people that we were saying like that they were held, that they were arresting their political adversaries and everything. And it's like so many of them were right wing, like dictators. Like it's just like what Russia's done, and Russia's very similar. Like Trump is exactly like Putin. It's God, it's so stupid.
is because God has been kicked out and replaced with many other false gods. This is why this corrupt trial against Trump is bigger
Okay.
than just a political figure, but it's the spiritual representation of disobeying God which leads a country into tyranny. The 33rd President of the United States explained it best when Harry Truman was quoted saying this: "The fundamental basis of this nation's laws was given to Moses on the Mount. If we don't have a proper fundamental moral background, we will finally end up with a totalitarian government which does not believe in rights for anybody except the state." It's
Cool. I'm going to use this opportunity to get to promote my other one. I went over the 10 Commandments in the other video I just released yesterday about Ray Comfort on Logan Paul and Ask Cliff thing. And yeah, none of them have anything to do with morals that would have anything to do with this country at all. There's like like 8 of the 10 have nothing to do with morality. It's like insane. Like from what any normal person would mean by morality. So yeah, check out that video. I go over every single one of the 10 commandments.
It's chilling to think that this quote from almost 100 years ago is coming to fruition with this Trump trial, and once again shows us that the tyranny of the kingdom of the leftist Marxist movement that's happening here in America is a response to abandoning God. It is not Trump that they're after, but
God, it's so weird when they make capitalism which is just fucking greed city, man. It's just like greed and decadence and I just like a system that's also all about taking advantage of each other and everything, and then try to say that that communism is the opposite of that, and which I guess it technically would be. It's just far as like a conceptually, like on an ontological level, it is like opposite of that, right? But that's evil. Everybody having what they need according to their needs or whatever, and having the people owning the means of production or whatever, that's Satanist, right? But letting powerful people be able to take advantage of powerless people and try to keep everybody as desperate as humanly possible so they can milk them for all the work and money they can get out of them. That's real, true God stuff right there. That's God. That's godly. Okay, taking advantage. I guess it is godly. That's not thinking about it. It's very Christian, right? It's like just trick people out of their money. That's what we are. We're just a nation of con men, of snake oil salesmen. And it's like whole bag is just like, how can you take advantage of people? Okay, then you'll love America. Can you trick them into spending more money than they should have? Then you'll love America. Right? That's like the basis of everything.
it is the freedom of Americans and eventually Christians that they wish to destroy. Trump is merely their poster child for the Antichrist hatred that they wish to impose on everyone who doesn't submit to their demonic agenda. And they've proven that they will go to immense measures to carry out their diabolical plan, including composing a kangaroo court on a former president who won't submit to their demonic agenda. This is why we need to
He won't submit to their demonic agenda. How, man? What are you even talking about? Like, none of this is anything. Like, they just make up so much shit. And, like, it's, it's so crazy. Like, just because, I don't even know. I'm trying to think, like, what policy would he, what could they say that he, like, was going against the demonic agenda? What? Just because he's, like, what, fired all the trans people? And that's like, pow, that's it. He must be a Christian then, because we hate them too,
return back to Jesus Christ as American citizens and return back to the covenant that we made with him. The reason that I made this video is not to be a political commentator, but to show you the
Stephanie must be new to Big Nick, huh? You've never seen Big Nick before, Stephanie? Said, plus, dude has a weird haircut. Oh, what was the first thing he said? Oh, here we go. People who say bullshit like this don't understand the history of either English settlements in America or the history of religion generally. Yeah, basically. And then you said, plus the dude has a weird haircut. I love it. That was great. Let's see. Hey, Jasper. All right, cool. Jasper said, thank you for the membership, dear gifter. Oh, somebody got you a membership. Good. That's awesome. Jasper, Jasper, you're one of the aren't you like you're like one of the few comfort butt banana bit the comfort the Ray Comfort banana shaped dildo. I always forget the name of it. So levels, right? So that's that's awesome, actually. So yeah, if you get that, you get shout outs, right? That's what you get. You go to that other level. Plus, you get extra stuff too. That's like I'm working on getting out. But yeah, get some videos and stuff just for the higher levels, which is the comfort dildo. I can't remember what it is. The comfortable banana dildo. I can't remember. So my profile name is Lake of Fire in Italian. I figured I'd go with that since I'm Italian, and that's where Christians say I'm going. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, I remember it took me a while to figure out how, like, what your name was and what it meant. That's cool. Jasper said, "Curious, curious me looked it up some weeks ago. Found it. Rad. I don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about somebody want to fill me in? I don't know what we're talking about. We're just having side conversations. What's going on here? Okay. Stephanie said, never seen this particular hose beast. Horse beast. I know I don't think you are, but no, it sounds like a Canadian dig there. I'm just saying, right? Horse beast. Yeah, horse beast. Yeah, horse or beast. Oh god, that's funny. Oh yeah, well you're in for a treat. Okay, he is deliciously idiotic. It's pretty impressive the level of stupid this guy gets to. It's yeah, and diluted really is more.
Clear dangers that we face as a country if we continue to abandon God and worship other gods. And by worshiping other gods, that can mean anything. Basically, worshiping sin, which is what.
It's so funny. He's like, and as for worshiping gods, well, that can mean anything, really. It's just whatever I kind of decide at the moment, whenever I feel like it. So, just anything other than exactly what I want everybody to do, you're worshiping other gods. That's how that goes.
This country does. Now more than ever, we have to preach the good news about Jesus, because if we continue to stray away from him, our country will lead down a slippery slope of division, chaos, and tyranny that the kingdom of Israel also faced in the Old
Slippery slope, isn't that? That's like a fallacy or something, right? That feels fallacious.
Testament before they were split into two, which was a result of abandoning God and abandoning the covenant that God made with them. If you're expecting revival here in America, I want you to comment down below. America needs Jesus. If you guys want to financially sow,
that shit pisses me off. So he does this every fucking time, right? All right, look here, we're gonna play his game, okay? For all you folks watching after the fact, comment below that Big Nick is stupid, and that way we'll all make sure to unite against the right wing fascism that is against the deep state that is us, right? The deepest of deep states. And if you want something deep, just go to adamandeve.com and get yourself something to go real deep. I can't believe I got made it this far without doing it now. Go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently, that's Brently at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Let's go to adamandeve.com and enter that code word Brently. It's Brently at checkout. Get your exclusive offer. You know, get your butt some stuff, right? It needs it. All the butts. I mean, this is, this is the time to do it. Okay, right now. Your butt's lonely. Doesn't have anything to do. It's bored. Your butt's bored. Okay, and it just wants some stimulation, right? That's all it wants. It's like it's watched all the seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it's out of stuff to do. Okay, so go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brently at checkout, and get your exclusive offer. Get the butt some stuff. All right. Back to the fun.
into the ministry, I have just launched a new membership program here on YouTube where you can partner with me monthly and receive certain perks and benefits.
We can partner with you, and if you want to partner with Big Nick, just go to adamandeve.com and you can find all the stuff to just partner with anyway.
So those perks include being able to watch videos early, being able to have a loyalty badge next to your name when you comment on the video, being able to get discounted merch. So make sure to go check.
Yeah, this is all the stuff that I've got actually too. As of like about a month. Yeah.
Check out my membership program here on the channel to see what perks you
Was
can
that
apply
it? That
for
was
when
all
you
the...
sow into this ministry. You can also get my merch.
I guess that was it. Huh. All right. What do we got here? 13 minutes. Let me put on something just to fill the last little bit of time. And so we got about 15 more minutes, and then we'll wrap her. Oh, who is that? God, gosh, she comes out with a fucking video. Oh, it's 2 days ago. But I swear she comes out with a video like every 4 hours. It's like another fucking video of this insane lady. Jesus. What do we got here? Israel's my okay. Damn, there was another one I was looking at. Hold on. Oh yeah, here we go. Amazing artifacts.
So this is during the time.
Okay.
And we'll start with something.
So this is the Victory Network. This is Kenneth Copeland's network, and it's just a Trump obsessed fundamentalist channel. It's kind of like the Trinity Broadcast Network or the Christian Broadcast Network, like on Trump crack steroids. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Trump crack steroids. All of the above, right? So yeah.
Thing called the Amarna tablets, and this is a replica of one of the Amarna tablets, 285, I believe, one of the letters from the King of Jerusalem. And these are very interesting.
They wrote letters on little rocks like that. That would have taken forever. Jeez Louise. Okay.
182 clay tablets written from the Canaanite city-states during the reign of Amenhotep III.
Oh, so you're right.
During the time of...
Damn, how did I not think of that? That's brilliant. Lago said, get your butt some stuff and stuff your butt. Damn, that's perfect. Perfect ending to my catchphrase. That's wow. Thank you for that. I'm gonna add that to it. Big Nick needs to do the research he accuses us of not doing. Yeah, well, that's slope is slow. Spilled the KY. Oh, slope is slippery. Spilled the KY. Goddamn right. Let's see. Oh, you wanted the Gina videos all day, all night, every day, every night. I know there's just a bajillion of them. I don't know how she has the. Gosh, she must just be like, oh, this is, I thought another thing. I'm going like, because everything's on her phone, right? She just does it on her phone. So she can just be anywhere and just be like, I'm just going to go live now. Here we go. And then start filming her computer screen like a fucking weirdo. Get StreamYard or something, lady. Okay. Get OBS. And then learn how to do it. It's really hard. OBS is really hard. But StreamYard's good. StreamYard, that's what I do. It's just easier, right? I don't have to learn all this other anyway. Star songs are going on. What Gina believes. Gina believes that birds are either alien spaceships, okay, or government spy drones, depending on which day you catch me. Yeah, I don't think aliens are like that. Honestly, I think that when it comes to aliens, the most reasonable thing to believe is that aliens, like intelligent life, does totally exist in the universe, but it's microscopic on one of the planets, one of the billions of planets, like like a little drop, like a little dropper, and there's just like millions of little tiny people in there. And that's why we can't see it when we look at the other planets, because we're looking for people our size, right? And then turns out we're probably just in a molecule, like our whole cosmos is just a molecule for some other bigger thing, that's like, yeah, and it just keeps going down the line like that, it just keeps getting smaller and bigger, and everything goes both directions, bigger, way, and then smaller too. So yeah, that's how the universe obviously functions. It's like the end of that Men in Black movie, that's what's going on here, right? That's why we can never find anything, right? Because they're not the right size in either direction, too big, too small. We can't see them. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the matter. That's very relevant. I know, to what we're talking about. But
biblical conquest or immediately after it, okay? So what they're doing in all of these letters, they're crying out to Pharaoh for help. We are being overrun, they said, by the Apiru, Hebiru, Hapiru. And of course, there are no vowels in these ancient letters. So
well, of course, yeah, the vowels just aren't there. I was waiting for you to say it. Honestly, I was about to correct you, but you got to
consonants, the HBR.
Right.
So the HBR are overrunning our cities, and if you don't send help, we won't be able to pay tribute this year. Now that's very interesting, Gene, because we have the book of Joshua, we have the book of Judges.
Really? Hold on. Lord Dissonant said they found another lady that thinks the sun is fake, just like Gina. I'm going to need the links. I'm gonna need all the links that we can do. Can you in the you're in the Discord, right? Links, links, links. Come on, we got to get this. We got to get on this, man. All the Gina Marie thinkers, all the people that think like Gina Marie, Calvin Hill, whatever, that we can just scrub together in a little dirt pile, like so that I can cover them. Yes, please. Just links, links, links. Okay, we got to get on this.
Where we see something called the conquest. They are coming back into the land and they're taking over these Canaanites.
And if you want to be coming back into something, go to Adam and Eve. See, I gotta cram them in now. And if you want to cram something in, oh man, meta fucking ad. Go to adamandeve.com. Enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com and enter that code word Brentley at checkout. Get your butt some stuff and stuff your butt. All right, now that is so good. God damn it, that's brilliant.
City states.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Amarna letters show us that very same picture. For example, Lavayu, who's king of Shechem.
Oh, I love you too. What? Oh, that's not me. Oh, okay.
Abdihiba's king of Jerusalem. Lavayu has completely allied himself with the Abiru. He has forsaken Pharaoh, and that's a dangerous thing to do. And Abdihiba over here in Jerusalem is saying,
what the fuck is going on, man? This is amazing new artifacts confirm the Bible. Scott's stripping. What? Oh, stripling. Yeah, that's very different.
I'm the only one who hasn't defected to the Habiru. You better send help now and get me out of here, or I'm going to be a dead man. That's the type of background stuff that we're talking about. Am I excavating a site that's mentioned in the Amarna letters? And so, for example, El Amarna 288, which is a letter that I'm publishing right now, mentions
this guy's like they're only showing the back of his head because his face is just this. Huh? What?
A site called Silu, which I believe is Shiloh.
And
so the clues then we take.
Wait, but those would be two different words, right, man? It's like you're taking the clue, like he's really doing the clues thing here. What are you, blue? Get out of here. Blues.
Biblical text, something like the Amarna letters, then the archaeological record, we triangulate and then we publish.
All right. So
what?
I know
we tried. Did anybody get any of that? Was that all not just insane nonsense? What?
People are looking at this going, what? So like you're holding a piece of charcoal, that you buy.
Don't make fun of their letters back then, okay? Maybe the people that use those letters, they would think your letter with the weird little triangle that you got to use that little knife to open up, they'd probably think that was pretty fucking stupid, okay, buddy? So why don't you take your Trump wannabe everything and get the fuck out of here?
At the store. So this was actually clay, and then they actually make the letters out into that.
So though it's a cuneiform script.
They do. They write, make the letters. They write and make the letters out of it.
And in ancient Akkadian. So Akkadian is the diplomatic language of the late Bronze Age. And there are tens of thousands of these that have been found around the ancient Near East. Cool. So these were never answered, incidentally. These were all written to Pharaoh. They were found at Akhenaten's new headquarters in Egypt when he became a monotheist.
He ghosted them. He was ghosting the people that were writing down on the clay charcoals.
Yes, he moved the capital down to Akhenaten. That's where they were found by a peasant woman there accidentally. They were never answered. Like, why would Pharaoh not answer this? And I'm just thinking, well, if you just lost your military and you just lost your labor force and you encountered a series of natural disasters, including the death of the first.
I'll say hey to Wolfos real quick. Much sleepy, but just in time to greet all the wonderful punklets. All greetings to you too. That's right. All the punklets. All us punklets, punklets. Let's go that punklets are greeting you in return. That's right.
Firstborn in the death of the cattle, you might be unable, to rescue these. You're really losing your colonies. It's equivalent to Great Britain losing the colonies in the American Revolution.
You said what? A lady stumbled.
Hold on.
How did she find?
What are they trying to prove here? Is he trying to prove that the Pharaoh actually did have the firstborn and all the first of all the oxen, whatever, all the shit They all died or whatever.
She was digging for fertilizer
Wow.
for her garden and began to dig up clay tablets. She realized they might have some value, and of course they did.
Oh wow.
Oh,
That's
wow.
amazing. All right, what else have you got
I'm
over
sure you didn't buy those from Hobby Lobby.
here? You've got
Well, here's a look at what a
Hobby Lobby bought a bunch of fake artifacts from Muslims that were trying to rip them off.
Dead Sea Scroll would look like. This is the Moses scroll from what many believe are called the Shapira texts, which still something being debated whether this is legitimate or not, because this was found even before the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947 began to come to light.
And where was this found?
Well, the Shapira document, we don't know exactly where it came from because it came off the antiquities market, but they claimed that it came from caves down near the Dead Sea, which is where, of course, the Qumran literature came from. Now, the Dead Sea Scrolls were enormously important for textual studies because, again, we were being told the Bible was written by men. It was copied over and over and over again. Errors have crept into the manuscripts. This was the criticism. Well, with the finding of the Dead Sea Scrolls, we found that this simply was not the case. Here we had all the biblical manuscripts except...
No, that's not true. As far as I understand, it still had first of all, it wasn't all put together like this. They were in like pieces and shit. When they could only put like a couple of sentences, like it's not anything like what they're showing here. It was nowhere near as conclusive, and it was like, I think they only had like a sentence like in structure. Like it was like, I don't even think they did. I think it was just like half a sentences or something. Like it was very, very limited. So no, it doesn't verify anything.
Nehemiah, I'm sorry, except Esther, and we probably have a fragment of Nehemiah. Then there was sectarian literature like the War Scroll, the Rule of the Community, and so forth. Then there are commentaries on Scripture.
Right.
Okay. And then
But even so, like it doesn't prove that anything. And I don't think that they were the same writings or anything or verify anything. If I remember correct, I'd have to go back and watch. But I could have sworn they were like saying they were like in tiny fragments. But and it was like you got like a paragraph at best or something like that. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and check. But doesn't verify anything other than the fact that Christianity existed back then. That's it. Or just that's pretty much it.
there's like pseudepigraphal literature, which is typical of the late Second Temple period. So this entire library, and it's so dry by the Dead Sea it had survived. When you took those biblical manuscripts, like take Isaiah, the 4 books, incidentally, mentioned that were most commonly found at Qumran are the same 4 books that the New Testament writers most often quoted from. So when you've got New Testament writers quoting scripture, it's Isaiah, Psalms, Deuteronomy, and Genesis. Those are the top 4.
It said the Dead Sea Scrolls did not prove the Bible, right? And only mentioned an enlightened preacher. Interesting. So it doesn't even have anything to do with the Bible? Let's say, oh, thanks, man. Deep State said, this show is great. The Punk Apostate. Oh, yeah, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad we were able to make it happen because I thought it was too late or whatever, you know. But all right, cool. And Steven said so. I said, I'm back. Had to go do a couple deliveries. Oh, well, that's good. You got to get those pizzas. It's got to be 30 minutes or less with those pizzas, man. You know, you got to, Hungry Howie's is very serious about that. Okay, if you go over that, you get it free. Or was it Domino's? I don't know. I can't remember. But I'm just kidding. I don't know what deliveries he's talking about. It's probably in a maternity ward, right? So I had to do like 3 deliveries. So I had to do a couple and just slipped right out. And just popping out in the maternity ward. We're all good, though. We're all good. I'm back after pulling a baby out of a human.
4. Those are the most manuscripts found at Qumran were also from those 4 books, interestingly.
And what is this particular one?
This
Don't
was
wrinkle it.
Was called
Get your fucking greasy fingers off of
the Moses scroll.
He's just like ripping it. Oh man, come on. This looks really fake. I hope that's not what they're that could not be what they're talking about, right? This looks like something that a kindergartner made to look like it's the Dead Sea Scrolls or something.
A dealer, a scholar actually by the name of Shapira, translated this. Unfortunately, we have nothing surviving of it now except sort of squeezes and writings about
it. Is this like Deuteronomy somewhere, or is it?
I'm not positive. I don't want to misspeak on that. but he was ultimately claimed to be a forger. In the end, it
Oh.
ruined the man's reputation. But now modern scholars have gone back and said, wait a minute.
Oh, right on.
Maybe
They said mostly or food, mostly unhealthy fast food. Oh, I get that. That's exactly how I do it. So yeah, I don't blame you at all. I love that Uber Eats, man. That stuff that was like the best invention of the modern era. It's just having food delivery. That's awesome.
not so fast. And for example, you're located where we're sitting today is not far from Fort Worth and
Sure.
Southwest Baptist Theological Seminary.
Okay, this is quite boring, but the main thing though is I want to say I'll catch the last couple of these comments here, and then we'll do the main thing. But Dean Kruger said the book is true. It says to right here in the book. That's all they, dude. Honestly, that's just, that's an argument that is compelling to these types of folks for some reason. But the book says the book's true. Like, so I got to believe the book's true, clearly. Right? And it says that the people that don't believe that the book's true, they're stupid. The only stupids would not believe that this is true. So it's like literally the same thing that the fucking Quran says. Like, and everybody that doesn't believe that this is the most awesome holy text ever are idiots. So not even kidding. That's like in there a couple times. Let's see. Star Song said he should talk to Dr. Kip Davis, studies the Dead Sea Scrolls. Oh, okay. Kip Davis. Dr. Kip. All right, I'm going to have to remember that. Kip Davis. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. Because I don't know much about him. I just thought I remembered Bart Ehrman talking about him or somebody. Or was it Josh Bowman? I can't remember. One of those scholarly dudes, and they were saying it's not good evidence at all as far as I understood, but I can't remember exactly why. Let me see here. Let me see. Agreed. Okay. Lloyd Descent said only Moses could write about events that happened after he died. Yeah, it's impressive, right? Even says like that he was dead and buried, and I guess he knew, because he had his will, right? And he was like, I'm gonna be buried. I hope that this does happen. I'm supposed to be like buried over here when I die. So I'm just gonna write down that I was. I'm gonna just write down that that's where I got buried. Whatever, Let's see. Michael said Jesus did one-upmanship. Someone who wasn't there wrote that Jesus said. Yeah, someone that wasn't there wrote what Jesus said. Yeah, that one gets really bad really quickly. Just if you look at like how it was recorded and when it happened, I couldn't even imagine trying to get that information from people back then. Like, didn't he say something about that? Oh shoot, yeah, it was really cool too. It was like blessed are like the meeks or something. Anyway, yeah, because they're gonna be like all over the earth or something like that, right? Right, Suze? Remember? He was talking about like the meek people or whatever. You don't remember that? Shit. Anyway, said something like that. I can't. You writing this down? That's like, that's gotta be insane. What the? Ember said Dr. Kill does shows with Dr. Josh often. Oh no shit. Okay, so they're like old OT, like OG OTs for the OT for the Old Testament. Cool. Right on. That's awesome. Damn typos. Yeah. I know. I get there. It's all right. But well, hey, thank y'all so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to support us, you can support the show by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, entering that code word Brentley at checkout. And that you get all of that exclusive offer that I talked about 2 times within the past 10 minutes. And but if you want to support us in other ways, you can go to patreon.com/punkapostate. And I got just recently I got a video up there that I did covering Kirk Cameron and Kirk Cameron? Oh, and Ray Comfort on his show, The Takeaways. They always get me in trouble for copyright for that type of stuff. So copyright stuff goes straight to Patreon. But if you want to just do a one-time payment, that'd be awesome. I really appreciate it. I always give shout outs to the dollar amount or in the for section, right? If you want to put something there, I'll read that. But if you want, and the cash tag is Punk Apostate. So, but the main thing that I think gets you the best bang for your buck here is becoming a member. right? If you become a member, you get extra weekly content, like either a video or a very interactive live stream, sort of like this one, except even more, I think, because there's fewer comments. So yeah, and yeah, check it out. And you got all these custom emojis. You got all sorts of stuff. You get a shout out if you get the Ray Comfort dildo, banana shaped dildo. I can't remember the name today, but it's like the second level up, right? And get shout outs on that one. But for the baseline, you get a lot of good stuff too, though. Extra content and all that sort of shit. Anyway, but if you want to email me, go to punkapostate@gmail.com and send me an email. If you want to follow or if you want to join our Discord, you know, I'm always checking it. You know, I pop stuff in there every so often, interact as much as I can. And it's a lot of fun in there. So check that out. The links are going to be in the description, and you can also follow me on all the socials. I don't really do that much on social media, but promote the show and talk about punk stuff. That's about it. But yeah, if you want to do that, all the links will be in the description. But you know, the main thing though is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate, and we'll see you next time.